Yo, what is up guys? It's the Nightwing at Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another video here today. And in today's video, I will be discussing Perkz and Alphari. So this tweet came out roughly about a couple of hours after Cloud9 were eliminated by Gen G at the League of Legends 2021 World Championship. And it was tweeted by Alejandro Gomez. Sources: Perkz and Alphari would be considering options to play together in 2022. There are several interested teams, including Vitality. Both players would be exploring options in different teams in Europe and NA. Everything is yet to be decided. So let's talk about Perkz first, and then let's talk about Alphari. So also just yesterday, I think I was watching a video that was posted by Travis Gafford actually on his YouTube channel, and he at the Cloud9 press conference after they were defeated by Gen G at the League of Legends 2021 World Championship, and Perkz looked pretty much done with NA as a whole. He looked just so mentally defeated after losing to Gen G. You know, Perkz in NA has been, I mean, some people would say a dumpster fire, right? But overall, personally for me, I mean, he did get Cloud9 back to Worlds. He did win Cloud9 a title. He got Cloud9, you know, to get to MSI after they couldn't go last year in 2020 because of COVID, and they had a pretty up and down LCS 2021 summer split because they benched Sven before going into the split, and then they looked really bad as a team, and then they kind of got it together, and then they, you know, managed to do well in the playoffs, and then managed to knock out TSM to even make it to the League of Legends 2021 World Championship. But people have to kind of factor this in. When you are playing as a team for this long, there's gonna be a lot of things that come up. Remember, we had the lock-in tournament, then the spring split, then MSI, then the summer split, then Worlds. Count how many things that actually is for Cloud9. I'm gonna recount them once again. Lock-in, spring split, MSI, the summer split, and Worlds. That is a lot of games, not also counting solo queue, scrims, regular season, playoffs, all those many games that go into that. And if you look at the Cloud9 roster, like, I know a lot of people want to say just run the roster back. It's not just that simple, actually. You know, I know Perkz is contracted with Cloud9 up until about, 2023, actually, and they spent a lot of money on Perkz, actually. Now, if you kind of put this in tandem with Perkz, actually, you have to kind of look at it this way. What if this were to happen, actually? What if Cloud9 were to, let's say, kind of kick Fudge to bring in Alphari, since the rumor suggests that they want to play together? Now, if I recall on Cloud9's roster, you know, Fudge is not considered an import. You have Blabber, Resident. Perkz is an import. Then you have Sven, who could be gaining residency moving into the 2022 season, actually. And then you have Vulcan as well. So there's a real world possibility that Alphari could potentially join Cloud9 as per, you know, the LCS rules of only having, you know, 2 imports. They could be the imported players, actually. But that is also pending on, you know, Sven gaining residency potentially in 2022. Now, that's all just a pure hypothetical right there. Or there is the other scenario where, you know, Perkz just goes back to Europe if the buyout is pretty substantial, because Jack paid a lot of money for Perkz, you know. So any team that wants to obviously buy Perkz, they're going to have to give up a lot of money, actually. And if Perkz and Alphari want to play together, that team is going to have to buy out Alphari from Team Liquid, buy out Perkz from Cloud9 as well. So that's going to be a lot of money in general when you're thinking about all of the situations and possibilities that could happen when it comes to both of these players, though. But just to kind of finish up on Perkz, and then I'll kind of just go to Alphari after that. You know, he looked pretty much done, you know, with North America and playing in NA as a whole. You know, he even said, you know, during the press conference, he's been away from friends and family, you know, being away from home for so long. You know, he might just be homesick. You know, that could be a thing right there. But if you look at Cloud9 as a team, they've had such an interesting year, of high highs and low lows, But even if you look at the Gen G series just in isolation, there's like so many issues with the team. Is this really worth it, to keep Perkz? Or, Jack sits down with Perkz and he asks Perkz, what does he want? I think if you invest into Perkz like this, you pretty much want to build a team that he wants, that he specifically wants to have in his mind of who he thinks is a good player, actually. And I personally think, that could mean potentially having a player like Alphari on Cloud9. If the cards were to, fall into the right place, as some would say, right? Because I know a lot of people have been saying, Blabber, should stay on the team. Blabber played like complete ass from fucking MSI all the way to fucking Worlds. He had like a few good games at the 2021 League of Legends World Championship, but nothing super substantial where it's like, okay, I have to keep this guy. I know everyone's been saying, well, he's won some MVP titles, actually. Guys, I could literally list you 5 players during the splits that Blabber won MVP. Doesn't matter. I can literally list you players that were playing better on their other teams than Blabber was, You could literally say Niski should have been the MVP when Blabber got his first MVP award back in the LCS 2020 Spring Split. Even this year when he won MVP, literally Alphari could have won MVP for that split. So just because Blabber won MVP doesn't really mean he was the definitive MVP. Not in my own personal opinion. There was like 5 other players you could have picked from both of the times that he won MVP. And if you're looking at Perkz in general, Europe is what brought him, the most success, actually. And he did, bring Cloud9 back to Worlds. He won a title here. He's got really nothing else to prove. Now, we have heard rumors about, Team Vitality, even just last year in that offseason, trying to build a super team. That didn't happen because, Cloud9 got Perkz and, other players just ended up not coming to their roster, obviously, because of other teams buying out those players, before they could. So that is pretty much just how I personally see it, though. I know there's other rumors that Evil Geniuses want to get a super team going, but we'll see how that goes. So that's pretty much just the other rumors that I had. Evil Geniuses and Vitality are also interested, in building super teams, obviously. And we know that Vitality was trying to do that last year because their envisioned roster was going to look insane, actually, Now, let's go on to Alphari. So, obviously, with Alphari, it's a bit different because he didn't have any success in North America, but he was by far and away the best top laner in the LCS this year, or at least arguably, top 3, actually, and this guy's a monster, actually, and he was literally 1 game away from winning his first title. Yes, he did win the lock-in tournament, so I guess you could, I don't know how you guys count the lock-in tournament, though. He has won something, in his career, but for Alphari, with Team Liquid, they had issues with Jad. They had a pretty up and down LCS 2021 summer split. Spring split by them looked pretty good. Playoffs by them looked pretty good, at least for the LCS 2021 spring split. For the LCS 2021 summer split, like I just said previously, they looked pretty bad in the regular season. They turned it on in the playoffs. They obviously made it to the finals, and then they were swept by 100 Thieves. So Alphari had legitimately 2 chances to win titles this year, and it just didn't happen for him. Then, at the League of Legends 2021 World Championship, they have such a shitty group, they literally could have gotten out of that group over Mad Lions. It was so possible, but, Tactical was just playing for the enemy team the whole time in a lot of the TL matches, though. That group was so dog shit that literally TL could have made it out. 3 chances to obviously save Alphari's time in North America. 2 chances to win titles from both of the LCS splits in 2021, and he had a chance to make it out of the group stage at the League of Legends 2021 World Championship if the fucking team actually had a brain and knew how to actually beat Gen G and Mad Lions, who weren't that good in the group stage, obviously. So I'm not too super surprised if I actually see Perkz and Alphari on the same team going into the, League of Legends 2022 season. I'm not surprised by that at all. But I want to ask you guys, what do you think about this rumor actually? Could you see a world where Perkz and Alphari play on the same team in Europe or North America? But the issue with that I have to pose to you guys, or more or less so as a question, is which team would fork up the money for that? My likely scenario for all how this plays out is basically one team with either of these players literally buys out the player and they put them on their roster. That's what ends up happening. That's all I see end up happening, actually. Because you have to kind of factor in that. It'd be much easier for one team to buy out one player than one player trying to buy out the other one, actually. That's just how I personally see it. Is that the... Yeah, sorry about if you hear that. That is an actual, fucking helicopter lifting up my, League of Legends career that I don't have. But that's how I pretty much pose it to you guys. Also, you have to kind of factor, this in, too, is these guys are literally both the respective star of their team. I know Perkz has had some up and down performances, this year as a whole as a mid laner, right? And a lot of people have been saying he's been a dumpster fire, which I don't really agree with, but I can kind of see where that's coming from. If you give Alphari or Perkz to one of the NA teams, you know how good that'll make them? It's not even just about what you think about Perkz as a mid laner overall right now. Just the amount of potential that team could have would be insane. If you give Alphari to Cloud9, they are probably going to be the best team in North America. I'm not even kidding. As you guys already know, they might make other roster changes after they lost to Gen G, obviously, in the League of Legends 2021 World Championship, And that's the thing here, is if either of these players go to any team, let's say together, right, or one of them chooses to leave a team and go to the other one, that team is going to be insanely strong. So, all I'll say is this. The 2021 League of Legends offseason is going to be literally insane. Every single offseason is insane, and I want to obviously get these other rumor videos out to you guys because I have other rumors to pretty much talk to you guys about in video form. But let me know what you guys think about this. Could you guys see Perkz and Alphari playing on the same team together, or will they go to a similar team in Europe together because they're both in North America at the moment? Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I will see you guys later. Like, comment, and subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing, and I am signing out, guys. Peace. Have a good day. See you guys later. Deuces. I'm out this thing, man. Peace.